really just makes a big difference for what we're doing on a day-to-day basis down here. From Homewood-Flossmoor High School, we are located in Flossmoor, Illinois, and we predominantly pull from two major areas, Flossmoor and Homewood, of course, the title of our school. And we're just under about 3,000 students, so a fairly large single school district. We are the only high school in the district. I've been here 22 years. Next year will be my 23rd year. And my role here is a little bit different than other high schools. I'm one of the post-secondary counselors. We have two of us, which is a really kind of different position than most schools have. I believe right now we have 11 general counselors, and then we have two post-secondary. And my job is just to focus on what students are doing after high school, to help families through that process, to guide the families with questions, you get them ready for whatever it is after HF. That sometimes means college for us, and that's a large percentage. Somewhere around 75% of our students are going off to a 2-year or 4-year institution. And the other students then are looking at trade schools, they're looking at military, maybe a gap year or something like that. So that's a little bit about the population that we're working with. SchooLinks is still fairly new to us. We're in our third year. I believe it's our third year. We've done a very slow rollout of what that looks like in different pieces, from the teacher recommendations all the way to what the counselors are using on a daily basis. So lots of it we're still learning about. And some of them are really pleasant surprises, which is one of the reasons that we're probably talking today. You know, we found in the past, with a class of 670 some students on an average, somewhere close to that with two post-secondary counselors, it's really difficult for us to get to know where half of those students are going as we split that caseload in half. Now, the generalists are working with those students throughout the 4 years that they're here, so they have a pretty good understanding of what's going on. But there's a lot of times that the opportunities that we're working with are coming through Kevin and I, or my colleague that I'm working with. So the big thing that we ran into this year, which we were really excited about, is we had 3 separate universities on 3 separate occasions come to us and asked if we had students that we could recommend that they were offering full ride scholarships. Now, normally in the past, that would be Kevin and I rummaging through paperwork that we had kept notes on students, or trying to find out who those students were that were applying to those schools. Kevin and I were pretty surprised when we were able to go into SchooLinks, and because of the amount of tracking that we're doing through the application process, we're able to immediately, within 2 to 3 minutes, start pulling students' names, and from then finding the criteria that the schools were requiring to meet those full ride scholarship opportunities. So it all happened really fast, and I'll be honest with you, it made us look like we really were on top of our game. In actuality, it was the program that was providing us with the information. We just didn't have access to information like that in the past. There was another situation that we had just the other day. This one came across maybe 3 or 4 days ago. It was an email from our superintendent from University of St. Francis, and I think it's fair to throw their name out there. It kind of sets the tone for the situation. But what happened was, University of St. Francis head women's basketball coach was looking for students who would be attending their university who might be interested in some additional scholarship money by being a worker on the basketball team, so sideline helper, stat keeper, whatever it may be. And so again, within a minute to 2 minutes, we simply went in and found out who had applied there and who had confirmed that they would be attending there next year, pulled those students' names, emailed them within about a 5-minute period of time. It just really made the whole process very simple for all of us. But ultimately, what we're doing is just giving more opportunities for our students. We're putting opportunities in front of them because of the information that we're able to pull from SchooLinks so quickly. So, that's a couple of quick examples of what we're doing. I would say yesterday, the other thing that we have done better and faster than we've ever done before. End of the year is upon us. And at the time of the end of the year, in my position, school districts, principals, superintendents, school boards, public, moms and dads, parents want to know where our classes are heading next year. And so in the past, there was quite the production of us trying to pull information, what percentage of students were going where. Yesterday, I think we made about 3 or 4 clicks in SchooLinks and immediately had the data on a pie graph chart of where our students were going and what that looked like for us. So not only just helpful to have the information, but also in a good way that we can share it with others. It really just makes a big difference for what we're doing on a day-to-day basis down here. I would say be patient, right? It's a very robust program. It's overwhelming no matter what form or system you're using. Is just to be patient with the process, be patient with bringing other people on board. It does take some time. In our case, it's taken a little bit more time. But for us here, it completely depends on your district and what you're looking to do. For us here, it was a slow rollout so that we knew we had a good handle on everything that was happening. I know other districts roll out fast, and it's a mad dash to get it all in front of people. That's completely fine too. But for my learning curve and where we're at here, it just made sense for us to be a little bit more methodical in our rollout there. So just be patient with it. It's a great product. It will give you what you need when you need it. With that being said, there's also a lot of behind the scenes things that happen to set those things up. I would also recommend. We met often with Scott Wallner, who's our local representative. He knows us well, and we ask a lot of tough questions, that we don't understand, or how can we make this work better for us? And I would just say he's always been really good about taking stuff back to your team. And bouncing that off to them and then bringing it back to us either positive or that's something that we haven't done yet that we need to work on further. So working closely with your representatives has been pretty helpful as well. When you're handling 670 students in a class, and people want data, or you need to have data, whether for a state requirement or whatever it is, to have it in a clean, concise program where we're able to extract that easily, makes our job better, makes us look like we know what we're doing, even though sometimes we don't know what we're doing. But it does help ultimately our job day in and day out. It just makes things a little bit easier for us. So we appreciate it. At the end of the day, when you get the opportunity set in front of you to give a kid, and it's again I mentioned 3 different times this has happened just in one year. And it's never happened like this before. So thank God we did have what we had in front of us. But when you're given a full ride scholarship worth $125,000 and you're able to place that in a kid's hand, it's changing the trajectory of what they're doing, possibly the rest of their lives. So it's a big difference maker for them, right? And ultimately that's what we're trying to do on a day-to-day basis. And to have that tool there to help us do that just makes my life easier, right? So yeah, we keep helping those students and keep putting those opportunities out there in front of them, and do whatever we can to help them as they leave here to their next journey.